It's me and her. We're here. She's here to check that everything is working. I pressed the thing. Yeah. It's running really.
It's got about a 15-second delay on it at the moment.
Yeah. Right. So I'm here to do block of the week, but before we do, we are going to pull the raffle. Yeah. We might as well.
That's your drum roll.
So, what is the raffle? I hear you say. Well, if you don't know about it, it's a bit late. So, we are raffling this. They don't need this. I'm sure they don't need this. We are raffling this. Look at that. It's massive. So, if we go to here, maybe you'll be able to see it a bit better. I don't want to move those just in case I need them. So this is 96 different silk finished metlers. Look at that. Beautiful. So this is what we have been selling tickets on. So, right. You ready? Go to there.
Oh, I'm going to go in, am I?
Yeah, okay. I want to be able to blame this on you.
Thanks. Okay, I won't look.
So, just pull in the raffle.
There we go. Just I can feel that one there. That one jumped into my hand.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's two.
There's two?
I'm not looking. Hang on. There we go.
You got rid of it?
Yeah.
So, the winner of this beautiful thingy here is Lorraine Cox. So you have won that. Lorraine, we will bring it with us.
The overhead, the name and number, yeah.
So, Lorraine Cox, and it was 129. They were all white. So, Lorraine, you have won that. We will bring it with us. Is she on the April retreat?
No, we're going to have to
we'll stick it in the post.
Unless she's coming to Newton Abbot.
Oh, unless you're coming to Newton Abbot, Lorraine. We'll have a word. And because we're so lovely, we have some silk finished cottons here. It is slightly smaller. There's 8 in there.
It's still
but they're
worth
all
21 quid.
I know, and they're all the ones that you'll use. So we're going to draw a second one.
Okay, not looking. I'm going to go this side this time. That's that one.
Got one?
Yeah.
So, we are... No, wrong one. There you go. We are on white, as all of the others, and it is 96. 9 and 6. And that is Shirley Robertson. So we'll get that in the post to you as well, Shirley. Well done, girls. Lovely. Do you want to take them with you?
I'll take them back with me since I'm going back now. Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
So, they obviously can hear us.
All the cameras are working.
All the cameras are working.
You can get on with it. I can go back to do some work.
So we're doing block of the week. Okay. I saw this on Pinterest, as you do, and I really, really liked it. So this is the one that we're doing. Okay. So this is an hourglass, disappearing hourglass. Sorry, just trying to remember what buttons I'm pressing. I thought it was beautiful. I really, really liked it. And I actually started it in batiks without reading the pattern. And I thought, oh, they're half square triangles. So I made all these half square triangles and then realised it wasn't going to work because I couldn't put them together the way that they needed to be. So this is what we're making. We're actually making 1. This is 4 here. But really, really easy. Lovely and easy. So, right. What do you start with? Now we are going to make 4 half square triangles. Okay. And all in one go. And this is how you do it. All right. Now, I'm just checking to see whether I've missed anything. Hello. Your tree's being pruned. Oh, lovely. Well, if they're glued to the window, Carolyn, it means that you can spend time with me. So, hello, Mrs. Bruce. How are you? Hello to everybody. Look at all those names, all those people. And I see your faces each time I go over, and I can see your faces. Right. There are things on what we called on the internet which give you a clue. If you're going to make 4 half square triangles, there are charts out there to tell you, for you to finish up with this, that you need to start with this and then you cut down to that. Okay, so these are 8 3/4 for me to end up with a 5-inch square. Okay, I actually could probably have cut a 5.5-inch half square triangle out of them, but we went down to 5. So this is 8 3/4, and you're going to have 2 of those, and you're going to put them right sides together. Okay, so that they are together, and then we're going to sew all the way around the outside. Okay, now I'm sure Sarah must have done a disappearing one of these disappearing things, but she might have cut it different, because when I showed her the pattern she said she didn't recognise it, so I'm assuming it's the pattern. Right, so we're going to go all the way around. I'm doing a normal 1/4 inch all the way around. I'm worried that that would so keep going. Now I watched Jenny Doan the other day, and she came off the edge, turned it, and then put it back under without cutting the thread, although I've just cut the thread. This pedal, I'm sure you get used to it, but me, I'm forever standing on it. So you lift the foot, move it round, so you come off the edge. Come on, that's it. Come off the edge and work your way around. So one of these is going to make 4 half square triangles, and then we put them back together again and sew them again. We're going to cut this, sew it back together, and then cut it again. There we go. So we've gone all the way around that. So where are we? Number 3. Okay, so I've sewn all the way round. Okay, and we are now just going to cut it diagonally. Okay, so you're going to line up on that stitch mark there and that stitch mark there. So so you're going to line up on your corner mark. Okay, and you're going to go all the way through like that. I'm going to turn your ruler, and you're going to line up on those 2 stitch marks there. Okay. Like that. There you go. And then I'm going to plug the iron in. What you have is 4 half square triangles. Look at that. It really made it quite quick doing it this way. If you were making a quilt, it's the type of quilt I like, although I always forget, you know, when you come to this disappearing bit, I always forget that there's so much to it that you've got to which one do you press to stop the closeness? So we're going to iron all these, and now I iron to the dark side. Okay, And because of the way that you're putting them back together again, ironing to the dark side means that they all marry up at this point. When you start cutting them up, they don't stay. So, what's new in your lives, people? I'm off to London on Thursday, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Dave and I are staying in Aldgate, and I've got things that I want to do in Camden, Marble Arch, Camden, and then Greenwich the following day, and then Covent Garden and around there on the Sunday. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Right, now we're going to cut these down now to 5-inch. Now you can see that it actually measures near enough 6 inches, so you could cut these down to 5.5. Okay, I like this because I am terrible at getting them all exact. It means that I have to cut a bit off, but I'm happy with that. I'm happy, you know, like when we do the curves, I'm happy because there's wiggle room all the way around for me. A lot of wiggle room. I like a bit of wiggling. So we're lining my 45-degree line up with the line that I've sewn. Now we've already cut one, so we know this has to be 5. Yeah, we've cut one lot off, and we're doing this at 5 by 5, which seems an awful lot to cut off the second time, but we're doing that. So I've lined it all up. I've got my 5-inch corner here in my corner, and we're just going to cut this off. There we go. So that's 1-ish. So we're cutting this down. Let's cut off. So line it up with your 45-degree angle and cut one side off, and then you know that you can then put your 5 by 5 point in that corner and cut this down. 5 by 5, 5 by 5. So there we go. So yeah, so it'll be nice. We're going up by train, so I could have a picnic on the train, couldn't I? I should mark a nice little bottle of Prosecco to go up on the train with, and some Scotch eggs would be well away. Okay, I have to go and check our deli and see if they've got any Scotch eggs in there. There we go. That's that one. Last one. Down to 5. There we go. Like that. So we now have 4 half square triangles. So I don't know whether any of you knew I went on retreat last week, and it was brilliant. I geeked out so much. I went to Rockfield. So we're putting these down, and each time my my dark one is moving round. Backwards. It's moving around backwards. So that will go in there, and then that will go there. So your hourglass is here, okay, and here. So I'm going to sew these two together, and then sew them into a 4 patch. So as you can see, because I went to the dark side, I can butt those up and it all fits in nicely. Okay, so go back over to here. Yeah, 4. And we're using the 1/4 inch again along here. So I managed to feed the alpacas. I didn't that one there. Just make sure that I'm working on the right side. And that one there. Actually, the 2 pieces are exactly the same. So once you've worked out which way, they all go together the same. So again, this bit could be all chain pieced, no problem. And then you're putting these together. Okay, so let's go in that way. And that goes that way. So when you put them together, you can nest to the dark side here, like that, in the middle, and then line it all up. And again, you should be able to nest these diagonals as well. Oh, I've lost a thread. Needle up, needle up, needle up. That's that one. There you go. She's the other way around, isn't she? So we're just threading a needle. If I can find the end. My eyes. Oh, I cut my fringe the other day, and when I went to put in my drops then in the night into my bad eye, I had a clump of hair that had been there all day, and I hadn't even noticed. So consequently, I'm still not. There you go. I'm still not seeing right. So if I go over to this camera here, you can see I've done my 2 pieces and they're together. I'm going to lock the middle stitches together and then lock my diagonals as well. Okay, like that, and just sew them together. Okay, so come on. This is not working. Okay. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, there we go. Oh, bloody pedal. Right. Okay, I'm just making sure. Of course, the other thing that you can do is pin it, and it'll stay together then. There we go. Okay, right. Yes, like I say, the these patterns always look so good, but you end up you end up having to cut them and sew them back together multiple times, which always seems like a shame, but they work so well and they look like you've done oodles of work with it. Okay, so we have, which is your hometown, Kate? The London. I love London. Right, so we now have 4 half square triangles put together. We are going to line this up and trying to work out what I cut it down at. Would have been maybe 9. I can't remember what I cut it down to. 9.5 looks like it works. So 9.5 would be 4. 9.5 would be 4 3/4, wouldn't it? So I'm measuring my 4 3/4 on that middle line all along. Okay, and I've got my 4 3/4 is measuring on either side of those. So I just have to take off a little bit. It's tiny, tiny, tiny bit that you're taking off. And so I've done that corner. So I'm going to line this up. I can line up my 9.5 corner there. Bring my 9.5 up on each side like that. It might not look very much, but as we all know, that little bit on all of them will soon push your quilt out of whack. So we now have this. Now 9.5 into 3 became really difficult because I'm going to cut it in 3 like that. So I thought I'll make it easy. If I cut 3 off each side, that bit in the middle will be slightly bigger than 3, but it's still, you know, I haven't got to do any maths really. So let's have this one. This one makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to take 3 inches. I'm going to cut 3 inches on each side. Okay. So 1, 2. So who's going to Newton Abbot? I think that's where we're going next. Newton Abbot and then Glasgow for our, which will be interesting. I'm really looking forward to that. I keep moving that. I don't know whether it's because I'm sat down, which might be it. I'll put it back in line. You want to try and do your best not to move it, because otherwise it'll throw your sewing out. It's better. It's better, isn't it? So, right, last one. And then you're going to turn every other. Okay. So we're turning the corners. So turn that one, leave that one as it is. Turn that one, leave that one as it is. Turn that one, leave, turn, leave, turn. And there's your pattern all coming out. Okay. Now you could leave it so that your pattern does that, which works quite well. You know, we're all ones for changing our patterns up, so that would work quite well. Looks quite Christmassy. Whether or not you would turn these, I don't know what that would do. What would that make? Oh, that makes a different pattern again. If you turn them right round, you get your star. Okay, so you get a star then, which might be what a lot of people do, is turn them all round, all of them except for the one in the middle. So let's put those back so that I know where I am, like that. I've actually got it so that no, I want to leave that one like that, not like that. No, these tend to not touch, you know, the bigger pieces, and when I look at it, it doesn't make any sense. Right, so we're now going to sew all these together. Sew them all together. What are you lot being up to? Have you yeah, it is very easy, and I think we're going into Paddington. We're going to Paddington. I'm really that's full. I was born in London. I was born and we lived in Harrow at the time. Not that I remember it at all. That was before we started our trips around the world, you know, popping off around the world. So, but I enjoy London. I enjoy everything about it. I enjoy going into you know, on the tube and everything. I just get enjoyment from it. Right, so we've got that one. I want to put that one on there, like that. And we've got the one with the middle piece. So we'll put that on the end. This one actually does click. Some of them don't, because of how you turn them round. Some of them will butt up and click, and some of them won't. So that would be that way. So I want to put that on there, like this. The statue of Paddington. Is there a statue of Paddington in Paddington? I know there's one in Cardiff. When are we in Newton Abbot? Well, not this weekend. I don't think it's next weekend. I think it's the one after that. When are we in Newton Abbot? Don't know. Is the answer? 2 weekends, I think. Right, so we now have our pattern like this. Okay, that works, doesn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to iron, because I want them all to click. I'm going to iron this one out so that my seams iron to the outside, like that, and like that. I got a crease in that one. So I'm going to iron those out. I'm going to iron the middle ones in, like that, and like that. I don't think it matters which way round that goes. And then I'm going to do the other end out, like that. So I have those pointing out, those pointing in, and those pointing out. So now when I pick them up, they should click in. just like that. There you go. So they all click in like that. And we're going to take that back to the machine. Though there is a statue at Paddington. It's called the Love Table, and it's got all animals sat around a table, and that's on my list of things that I want to see. I don't know whether we'll see it when we arrive. It might be a Monday, go and find it on Monday thing. Why aren't you clicking? Again, pinning it probably is a good idea here. I always think I can get away with it. And then Glasgow, I'm very much looking forward to Glasgow. It's something that we've not done yet, so it'll be nice to go and do that. It's supposed to be a lovely show. Nope, we're doing it that way, aren't we? There we go. I'll click these in. And by the sound of it, it started raining. I think as long as this weekend it doesn't rain, that'll be pretty cool. So we've got tickets booked for Frameless, which is an art exhibition, which is an immersive one. So it's like paintings come to life. So that sounds really good. And then in Camden, somewhere in Camden, they've got an underground fairground. So the plan is to go and find that as well. Okay, so we now have our block. What time is it? Oh, there we go. And then we have our block. Now, without the talking and chain piecing them, it would actually be quite a quick quilt, I think. You know, a lot of the initial sewing is when you start cutting it into pieces that it becomes the thing. Right, this is measuring about 8.5. Yeah, let's see if we can. It's using a different machine. Let's see if we can stretch that out just a little bit, so that I can get 8.5 out of it. There we go. So I'm just seeing if I can get a little bit more out of these seams. Like that. Get it to lie a bit flatter and all of that. And we're looking at, there we go, I got 8.5 now. So 8.5 is 4 1/4. So we're going to line our 4 1/4 up on that line there, 4 1/4 on that line there. We might get, sorry, I've had my head in the way. There won't be a lot of trimming, I don't think. Like that. That corner. So it's just to straighten it up a bit. Okay. So 8.5 there, 8.5 there, 8.5 there. So there really isn't that much coming off it at all. Just a tiny little bit, look. Right, so you then want to put them together, and you don't want to see that put together. I mean, 4 of them will make a nice cushion cover. You know, that's 4 of them put together like that. I think I've got a big cushion, so these might work. So you would sew them together so that you have your pink square against a dark square. So If we move that round there, so you get your pink against the dark there. So you've got, is that right? No, we're working on this bit here. There we are. So you get the pink there. Can you see? So I've got a dark diamond squarey thing here, and then you would have a pink diamond squarey thing there, and you would sew them together like that. There's me trying to be too literal, and that would be your pattern, which I think is quite cool. I quite enjoyed that one. It's very French. Oh, do you know what I mean? Poirot, no, Pierrot. So we shall see. I might just sew that into a cushion cover. It might be another project wallet, you never know. So there you go. That's the Disappearing Hourglass quilt. I quite enjoyed that. Right, so Sarah will be here tomorrow night, and we will be, and then Sarah's here on Thursday. She's doing something Valentine-y, which I don't even know anything about it, so that'll be interesting. And I will see you next week. Well done to Lorraine and Shirley Robertson on winning your threads. We'll get those in the post to you. So, so it is very striking. I think the fabric lends to it. You know, I bought a pair of sneaker kit when I was away at this retreat, and I'd actually picked these fabrics out as the inside and the binding. So I'm gonna have to cut some more. So yeah. So I can have a pillow that matches my sneakers in the end. This is from the Ruby Star Teddy and the Bears range. If you have a look on the website, if you like these a lot. I wanted to use the bear, but I'm not sure how that would work at all. So so I didn't. So I'm off. I will see you soon, and I'm sure there'll be pictures and things. I'll put up a montage of my time in London, and I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.